He promised forever in the quiet ways that felt believable. Not with grand speeches or dramatic vows, but with consistency. With showing up. With saying, "I'm here," and making it sound like a fact rather than a feeling. She built her trust slowly, brick by brick, because love taught her to be careful. And he knew that. He knew how much courage it took for her to let someone in again. Their days were simple. Shared routines. Messages that arrived on time. Conversations that stretched late into the night, where silence felt safe instead of awkward. She believed in him because he made belief easy. He spoke of futures casually, as if they were already written. Plans were discussed like memories waiting to happen. And she listened, heart open, hopeful. She chose him every day. Even on the days when doubts whispered softly. Even when small changes appeared, delayed replies, distracted words, unexplained absences. She told herself love required patience. That trust meant not questioning every shadow. She defended him in her mind before doubt could grow roots. He said she was different. That she understood him. That what they had was rare. Those words wrapped around her insecurities and quieted them. She felt seen. Needed. Chosen. And because she loved deeply, she gave deeply. She invested time, emotions, loyalty, the kind that doesn't keep backups. But slowly, the warmth changed. Conversations shortened. Promises became flexible. "I'm busy" replaced "I miss you." She noticed the distance but blamed circumstances, not character. She told herself love sometimes went through phases. She waited. Forever began to sound like a word from another lifetime. Still, she held on. Because letting go felt harder than hoping. Because love had taught her to endure. Because she believed that commitment meant staying, even when the ground shifted beneath her feet. She didn't know then that the promise of forever was already breaking. That somewhere between comfort and confidence, he had started choosing differently. Quietly. Without warning. Without honesty. And she was still standing there, holding the future he once handed her, unaware that he had already let go. The truth didn't arrive dramatically. It slipped in through cracks she had ignored. A message seen by accident. A name mentioned too carefully. A tone that no longer belonged to her. Betrayal didn't announce itself. It uncovered itself slowly, painfully. At first, she questioned her instincts. She wanted to be wrong. She wanted the ache in her chest to be fear, not reality. But patterns don't lie. Absences repeated. Stories changed. Emotional availability faded. He was present, yet unreachable. Close, yet distant. When she finally confronted him, he didn't deny it fully. He softened it. Minimized it. Called it harmless. Said it meant nothing. That she was overthinking. That she was still the one he loved. His words were careful, rehearsed, empty. That was when she understood the betrayal wasn't just about another person. It was about dishonesty. About choosing secrecy over respect. About making her feel small for noticing what was real. He didn't just break her trust, he questioned her reality. She felt foolish for believing. Ashamed for giving so much. Angry at herself for staying gentle in a situation that demanded boundaries. Love had made her vulnerable, and betrayal turned that vulnerability into pain. He asked for time. For understanding. For forgiveness he hadn't earned. He wanted comfort without accountability. And for the first time, she saw him clearly, not as the man who promised forever, but as someone capable of walking away without courage. The hardest part wasn't losing him. It was losing the version of herself who believed love was always safe. Who trusted words. Who thought loyalty was mutual. She cried in silence. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Quiet tears that came in waves, often alone, often at night. She mourned the future she had imagined. The life that would never exist. And while he moved forward, distracted and unbothered, she stood still, holding the weight of everything that was broken. Betrayal doesn't just end relationships. It rewrites memories. It teaches painful lessons without asking permission. She didn't know yet that this pain would become her turning point. All she knew was that forever had ended, not with closure, but with betrayal disguised as confusion. The silence after he left was louder than any argument. No explanations. No apologies that mattered. Just absence. And in that absence, she had to learn how to breathe again. At first, survival meant getting through days without breaking. Simple tasks felt heavy. Mornings were difficult. Nights were worse. Everything reminded her of what she lost and what she gave. She replayed conversations endlessly, searching for where things changed. Wondering what she lacked. Blaming herself for his choices. Healing didn't come quickly. It arrived slowly, disguised as exhaustion. But something shifted when she stopped waiting. When she stopped checking for messages that would never come. When she accepted that closure wouldn't be given, it had to be created. She began reclaiming herself in small ways. Resting without guilt. Choosing peace over explanations. Letting go of the need to be understood by someone who refused to listen. The pain didn't disappear, but it softened. She learned that love should not require losing oneself. That loyalty should not feel like sacrifice without return. That surviving heartbreak meant redefining strength. She grew comfortable with solitude. Not because she wanted to be alone, but because she refused to fill the silence with someone undeserving. She faced her emotions honestly. She felt them fully. And slowly, she healed. He had promised forever, but left her lessons instead. Lessons about boundaries. About self-worth. About choosing herself when someone else doesn't. She stopped missing who he was and started accepting who he chose to be. And that acceptance freed her more than love ever did. She no longer measured her worth by what he failed to give. She understood now that his betrayal reflected his limitations, not hers. Healing didn't make her forget, it made her wiser. She became someone stronger than the girl who believed in forever too easily. Someone who valued honesty over comfort. Someone who knew love should never feel like survival. The memories remained, but they no longer controlled her. They became reminders, not wounds. Proof of endurance. Evidence of growth. He taught her how to survive without him, not intentionally, but completely. And in doing so, he lost the version of her that loved without fear. She walked forward quietly, carrying her strength like a secret. No bitterness. No revenge. Just clarity. Forever wasn't a promise someone else could give her. It was something she learned to give herself.